Hello students, welcome to today's lesson on classification of viruses based on their genetic material and their ways of replication. In this lesson, we are going to study the three groups of viruses based on their genetic material and ways of expression: DNA virus, RNA virus, and retroviruses. Because of a great variation in their shapes and structures, it's difficult to classify viruses into different groups. But in this lesson, we are going to focus our attention on classification of viruses based on the nature of their genetic material and the way how these viruses gets expressed or replicate when they get inside into the living organism or their hosts. In this case, viruses can be DNA virus, RNA virus, and retroviruses. DNA virus is a group of viruses that have DNA as a genetic material. These groups of viruses have their own mechanism to express themselves when they get inside into their hosts. To see stepwisely their ways of expression, the first one, the viral particles must attach on the host cell surface. When it gets attached on the host's cell membrane or surfaces, they automatically inject their genetic material into the host cell. Their genetic material, DNA molecule, starts to replicate itself and control viral protein synthesis once it gets inside into the host organism, the host cytoplasm. Then the new viral DNA and the new viral proteins assemble together to produce new viral particles. Lastly, the new viral particles leave the host cells once they get assembled because all the required resources in the host cell gets exhausted. In this case, they must leave and infect other host cells or host organisms. Groups of viruses or types of viruses that have DNA as a genetic material. Example, herpes simplex, smallpox, hepatitis B, and etc. The second groups of viruses based on their genetic material is RNA virus. RNA virus is a group of viruses that have RNA as a genetic material. These groups of viruses follow a certain technical ways to replicate themselves in their own host cells or host organisms. Like DNA virus, RNA virus needs to attach themselves on the host cell. Second, they release their genetic material RNA into the host cell. This RNA molecule once get inside into the host cytoplasm, it controls the synthesis of more viral proteins or enzymes. Then the synthesized enzymes used to produce more RNA in turn. The new RNA and new proteins after get synthesized into the host cells, they assembled to new viral particles. Lastly, the new viral particles need to leave the host cell in order to infect other cells or other organisms, since they completely take over the whole resources inside the host organism. Examples of viruses that have RNA as a genetic material is poliomyelitis, H1N1 virus, and so on. The third groups of viruses are retroviruses. This retrovirus is a group of viruses that have RNA as a genetic material which can be reversibly transcribed into DNA during cell replication. These retroviruses are a little bit exceptional and different from DNA and RNA viruses in more ways. When we see ways of expression or replication once they get inside into the host organism, retroviruses need to attach themselves on the host's cell membrane or surface like DNA and RNA viruses. Then They inject their genetic material RNA and some enzymes like reverse transcriptase enzymes into the host cell or host organism. Then these viruses or the genetic materials of these viruses needs to be reversely transcribed to DNA by reverse transcriptase enzymes. What makes it exceptional or different from RNA and DNA viruses? The viral DNA, once it gets reversely transcribed, enter into the host nucleus and integrated with the host's DNA. This DNA, after integrated into the host's genetic material DNA, it controls the formation of more viral proteins and viral RNA. The new RNA and new proteins, after get synthesized into the cytoplasm, it assembled to new viral particles. After assemblage, the new viral particles leave the host cells. Examples of retroviruses are HIV. Based on the types of their hosts, viruses infect all types of organisms. Viruses infect the 3 domains of life on Earth. They infect archaebacteria, they infect eubacteria, they infect eukaryotes. In this case, we categorize them as animal infecting viruses, plant infecting viruses, and bacteriophage. Animal infecting viruses like measles, rubella, smallpox, HIV. Plant infecting viruses like tobacco mosaic virus, banana streaking virus, carotene leaf virus, and bacteria infecting or bacteriophages are bacteriophage T1, bacteriophage T2, bacteriophage T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, and lambdaphage are known to infect bacteria.